Hi everybody, how you guys doing? Today I was going to show you how to build a garden planter, and I'm going to be putting it right here in this area right here. As you can see, I've already prepped the ground. This is actually our strawberry patch, and what's been happening is roots probably from our tree or from the neighbors' bushes have been coming over here, and slowly over the years, the strawberries just weren't coming back. So the idea that me and my wife had was to build a planter, and it's going to be about maybe about a foot off the ground, and it should solve our problem. So let me show you some of the materials that I'll be using. Oh, and by the way, this right here, this is basically a weed block. We put this so that the neighbors' flowers and stuff wouldn't be coming through the fence and over onto our side. Okay, so over here, this is some of the supplies I'll be using. So I have 20, I believe it's 22 bags of topsoil. I might not need all of them, but I wanted to make sure I had more than enough. And then right here, I've got some just some regular landscape rocks. A cheap bag. I actually have 4 bags of those. And this right here, this is what's actually going to the planter is going to be made out of. And what this is actual. It's a cedar. It's a garden wood liner. I believe that's what they call it. And if you look at it, if you can see it, see that? See how it's not totally round? It's flat on this side, and then it's flat on this side over here. So what you can do is you can stack them on top of each other, which is actually brilliant. So this is, you know, cedar. I am going to stain it once I get it all put together. Now let me show you some of the other items that I'll be using. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. I actually have 11 of these. So it's going to be 4 of these stacked on top of each other all the way around. And these are 8 feet long. So here's the other items that I'm going to be using. I have some 10-inch by 1-inch brackets here. These are 2-inch by 5/8 angle brackets. I have some number 8 1 and 1/4 inch screws. These are deck screws, by the way. And this is number 9 3.5 inch deck screws. Got some Thompson's water seal to seal up to protect it. Some painter's plastic. This is on the inside on the walls. I'm thinking I may do that to just try to preserve the inside of it, because from what I read online, you can't treat the inside because it may release into the soil, which will release into the food. So don't necessarily want to do that. I'm probably going to seal it anyway, and then just use this to protect it so it doesn't absorb back through the soil. And then have some landscaping material. This is basically the stuff prevents weeds from growing through the dirt. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is take a measurement of the size that you need. So for me, it's going to be 8 feet by 21 inches. So I'm already cutting an 8-foot board right here, and I've already cut 2 of them right there, so they're 21 inches. So I'm going to need a total of 8 of these. And this is my miter saw that I'm using with the stand. And this setup actually works real good too. Okay. Okay, just finished cutting my 21-inch pieces of wood, which is right here. Also, anytime that you're using a saw, make sure that you wear ear protection, eye protection, and also a dust mask. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to place the pieces together. Okay, so right now I'm actually about to assemble the first layer, and what I found is that my 3.5 inch screws, which I'm actually going to use to fix each layer together, fasten them together on top like this. But the idea that I had was because they're going to have to fit together like this, so the flat part is on top, but my 3.5 inch screw is not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-drill pilot holes on this piece here and then this piece here, and then it's going to be angled in kind of like that, and that's going to be on all four corners. Okay, so I've got the first layer together, as you can see here, and if you take a look here, you can see that I put the brackets on all four corners. So it feels pretty sturdy. And now what I'm about to do is I'm about to put the second layer on top. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave it up here on top of my work horses or if I'm going to put it on the ground and do it. I'll have to see. Okay. Okay, so I'm almost done. And as you can see, I have 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically, this is what I was talking about. These 3.5 inch screws. Drill a pilot hole, and then stick your screws in and just drill them down. So the only thing I have left is that end down there. And I end up using the brackets, the 2 3/4 one right here, and using the 1 1/4 screws. So to make it more stable, because as I was building it up, I noticed that there was just a little movement. So I have it down here on the bottom one, and then I have it on the third one, and which is very stable now. So another thing, when you're like, you see how I have this screw here and I have a notch here, make your marks on the outside so that way you can stagger them. Because see, like right on this row, that's where this is. So I knew exactly where it was, so that way I wouldn't try to, I wouldn't drill on top of a screw that was on the bottom level there. Okay, so yeah. So this part right here is actually taking me about 3.5 hours to do it. When I'm done putting on that last piece down there, I'm going to pressure wash the whole thing, get it all clean. Then I'm going to go ahead and treat it with that Thompson water seal. Here's a picture of the planter in the daylight. When I was working on it before, it was at night in the garage. So this is pretty much it right here. It actually looks really nice. I actually like the tone of the wood. So you see there. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pressure wash it, like I said before, and then I'm going to go ahead and seal it so that protects it from the elements. So I've already pressure washed the planter, and now I'm preparing it for me to seal it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually just going to use my shop vac to just vacuum over the whole thing, so to get any dirt that I might have missed or that might have blown on, even though it was in the garage, off of it, so that it doesn't appear in the actual sealant. So now what I'm about to do, I'm actually about to use this 1.5 inch masking tape, and I'm going to back mask, probably like right here. I'm going to fold it down. I'll show you once I put it up here. And then I'm going to use this paper here to lay over the top of it. And what that's going to do is that's going to prevent any of the sealant from going on the inside here, because I'm actually going to be using my HVOP spray gun. So as you can see here, I back mask all the way, going all the way around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this down here. This is a better view. I'm going to fold this down all the way around, and then I'm going to lay the paper on top, make it stick, and then I'm going to cut off any excess paper. Okay, so as you see, I have the paper on here now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my razor blade right here, and then I'm going to trim it all around here. And so this way I don't have to worry about the overspray getting inside, because I do have to spray the top, this part right here. I want to treat this part as well. All right, so it's all trimmed. Now I'm about to get my HVOP gun set up, and I'm gonna start spraying. Okay, so I'm about to get started now. So this is my Eastwood Concourse LT gun, and I actually have my inlet pressure where I think it's about 60 psi, but I have it where it's constantly pushing out 25 psi through the air inlet here. There's a 1.3 fluid tip on here, and I already tested the piece, which right here you can see it's shiny and everything, and it went on real easy too. So I'm just gonna do this side over here and just show you how easy and quick that it is. All right, so there you have it. I'm probably going to put maybe a second coat on, but so far it actually it works really well, and it's really fast. Okay, so next time when I come back, I'll be preparing the ground so I can put the planter on the ground. Okay, so here I've already laid down the weed block on the ground. I made sure to rake up any stuff that was on the dirt. And then the other thing that I'm going to do, let me show you. This is the part that was left over. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the inside and I'm going to staple it all the way around. Right now I'm about to pour the rocks onto the ground here, and what this is going to do, the planter is going to actually sit on the bed of rocks, and then I'm going to put another layer of the weed guard on top of the rocks, and this is going to allow the planter to drain. Okay, as you can see, all of the rocks are laid down. I actually laid them down for 9 feet because the planter is about 8.5, so I want a little overhang on each end of it so that it doesn't sink into the ground. So next what I'm about to do is I'm about to staple that the weed block inside of the planter. All right, so as you can see, I have finally finished putting the weed block liner all the way through. I used the air stapler, and then I just cut it down to size. So I'm actually working at nighttime. That's why you see my big work light here. So now I'm about to move this over and place on top of the rocks. Okay, so I have the planter over here where it's going to be permanently. The next thing you want to make sure is that you use a level to make sure that it's level. And as you can see here, it's perfectly level. And actually I tried it on the middle and the furthest end over there too, and it was the same. So now what I'm about to do is pour the topsoil in. Correction, what I'm going to do is put another layer of the weed block on top of these rocks here. Then I'm going to put the dirt on top. Okay, so now I've got the weed block down in here. It's actually a little wider than in here, but because I'm just throwing dirt on top of it, instead of trying to fight with it and cut it, I just kind of folded it down. The weight of all the dirt should keep it in place. Okay, all right, so I'm filled the planter all the way up. As you can see, I filled it up to where I stopped with the weed stop, and so this way, you know, it'll look nice. So you can't even see it on there. Also, it took 16 bags of dirt. Now what I'm about to do is put some of this citrus mulch on top of it, just to prevent our helicopter leaves falling out of our tree, because they're falling out now from settling in dirt, and then we have trees growing up in here. I'll shoot a video in the morning when it's daylight, so that way you'll get a better idea how it looks. Here's what the planter looks like in the daylight, and as you can see, it actually turned out real nice. So you see I put the mulch over here and all on the inside. You can see the bed of rocks down here underneath, and it's the whole length of the planter. And then I just threw some mulch over here too. So yeah, it looks real nice. So you know, my wife is going to come and she's going to just move the mulch to the side and plant all the stuff. All right, if you have any questions, just place them in the comments. You guys have a blessed day.